We already know 3 ways to solve systems of linear equations. We know how to graph, we know how to use substitution, and we know how to use elimination to solve systems of linear equations. In this video, we're going to learn a 4th way, which is row-reduced echelon form. And luckily for us, it is going to be all calculator work. And so we will learn how to put this in our calculator to solve systems of linear equations by row-reduced echelon form. You will see in your calculator, and I'll show you that here in a second, this rref, which stands for your row-reduced echelon form. Again, it's easier to explain what's happening on row-reduced echelon form by the bigger matrix. So in row-reduced echelon form, we are still going to have a diagonal of 1s. We are still going to have a triangle of 0s below, but now we're going to have 0s on the top as well. And then we'll have numbers over here for on the other side of the equal sign. So same thing here. We have our diagonal of 1s, and we have a 0 below and a 0 above, and then numbers on the other side of the equal sign. This is different than our row echelon form, that we did have the diagonal of 1s and we had the triangle of 0s below, but before we had numbers above the diagonals, where now we have 0s above. I really don't even know why we go over row echelon form, because this is where it's at. Row reduced echelon form tells you what the answer is. So if this is my X, Y column, this tells me 1X, 0Y equals A. So this tells me X equals A. It tells you the answer. Here we have 0X, 1Y equals B. So Y equals B. Over here, if this is X, Y, and Z, this tells you X equals A, Y equals B, and Z equals C. Okay, so example 1, we're going to enter the following system as a matrix A into a calculator and reduce the matrix using the rref command. So we have our matrix, and we're going to put this in our calculator and solve. Now, if you want to pause the video, here are the instructions on how to put this in our calculator. So I advise you to pause this, write this down, and it might help you follow along with me. But after you get done writing this down and resuming the video, make sure you're kind of following along with me as I enter this in my calculator, and pause it as you need to make sure you're following along and I'm not losing you at a step, okay? But the first thing you need to do is enter the matrix into your calculator, and then we'll go back in and use that rref command. So let's enter this in. So first thing I'm going to do is enter this into my calculator, and we will do that by going to our matrix. And so our matrix is right here above the X to the -1. So because it's in blue, I need to hit second and then my X to the -1 button. So we're going to come over here to edit. You can choose any of these to put it in. I always go to A. I don't ever use any of these other ones. I am always sticking here to A. So we go second, X to the -1 to go to matrix. I'm going to arrow over here to edit, and I'm going to hit enter just to stick with matrix A. You need to tell what matrix this is. So last video I told you it's row by column. Remember that RC cola. So I have 1, 2, 3 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So this is a 3 by 4. And you can see here, I got 3 rows. And if I scroll over, I've got 4 columns. If you accidentally get this backwards, You can do it by trial and error. And you can see here, 4 by 3 does not match what I have. So if you can't remember it, you can figure it out once you start putting it in. Okay, so once you do a 3 by 4, now just enter in this matrix exactly how you see. So when I put in 5 and I hit enter, it automatically goes over here to the next one. So -10, enter. It goes over to the next one. So just put them in, 5, enter, -20, enter. It goes down to that next row already for us. 2, enter, -5, enter, -6, enter, -2, enter. Keep going. Before you get out of this, check to make sure you entered this in right, because if you don't enter this matrix in here right, it doesn't matter what you do from here, it's solving a different problem. So just quickly before you get out of it, check it. I've got -20, -2,6. I've got -5, -6, 4. I've got -10, -5, 1. And 5 to -4. So I know I'm good. So I'm going to get out of here by going to quit. So I'm going to hit second mode to quit. So now my matrix is in my calculator. So now let's use that command. So I'm going to go back to second matrix. And I'm going to arrow over here to math. Now here are all the commands I can use for my matrix. If I go up, I can see my rref. Now, if you go down, it's not that big of a deal, but you're going to have to go down a lot more than you go up. So we're going to stop right here at that B. So this rref, that is my row echelon form. This I have to do a little bit of work with. Why even waste our time on that? So we want to go to the rref, where I have the reduced row echelon form. So I'm going to hit enter, and then now I need to go in and enter in my matrix. So I'm going to go second matrix again, and then it's already on matrix A. So I'm going to hit enter and then hit enter. So here is my answer. Now, if you wrote this on your test, I would take this for full credit, but in my math lab, it's going to want fractions and not decimals. So let's go math and convert this to fractions. And then that's my fraction equivalent. So when I write this, I'm going to do an rref right here on top, so I know what's happening from this matrix to now my new matrix. And I'm going to write my matrix. I know it's going to be 0 or 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, because that's what row echelon form is. Okay, and then my equal sign, and then I'm going to write my fractions. I get -35/16, 1/2, and -13/16. So if this is all it needs, then we are done. But if it wants us to actually solve this, what this is telling me, this row here, this equation is saying 1x, no y, no z. So x equals -35/16. This equation is 0x, 1y, 0z. So y equals 1/2. No x or y, but this 1z equals -13/16. And we could write this as an ordered pair as well. And there's my answer. Now, while these are tedious, okay, it's calculator work, so get over it. But once you have this entered in your calculator once, you don't quite need to go through all of these steps again. So let's say I have a new, let's just do, well, there's not one. Okay, let's just say I have a new matrix now that I need to do. I still need to go in and edit the matrix that I already have in. So I'm going to go second matrix, and I'm going to come over here to edit, and I'm going to edit my 1 because I'm only using matrix A. Let's say this one's only a 2 by 3. I can edit my matrix. Let's just say it's 1, 1, 6, 5, 8, -3. Completely made that up. Okay, but this is my new matrix that I need to solve. I'm going to hit second quit to get out of there. And now I can just scroll up here to my rref command and enter that in, and I'm going to get a new answer. I don't really need to go through these steps every time if I can arrow up and grab it from before. You do have to be able to enter it or edit that matrix. Okay, but if you already have this up here, you can scroll up here and just grab it after you've edited it and not have to do these steps every single time.